My name is Tennis Sommer, and this is Marbella Life. Today's guest is one of the top architects of Marbella, Ismael Merida. Born and raised in the heart of Costa del Sol, Ismael brings nearly 30 years of experience to the table, with projects not only in Marbella, but also in Riyadh, Morocco, and the Dominican Republic. From creating iconic spaces like Olivier Valère, Boho, Momcel, and the upcoming Avenue Villas, Ismael has built a legacy of innovation and excellence. In this episode, we dive deep into his journey, from working solo to building a powerhouse team of 20 to execute his vision. We also touch on some big topics: ego, happiness, meditation, and even his personal journey, from being a lifelong bachelor to embracing marriage. I can't wait for you to hear his insights and his positive mindset. Grab your headphones and enjoy.
It's a way of living. If you always do the same, it's not only boring, it's also, it doesn't fill your soul. But if you try to do the things another way, probably you are, you make your mistakes, but it's no problem, it's your way. And then you feel happy. And then to look at the attitude. It's not that much the talent. Again, it's about how you react when there's a problem, how you resolve the problem.
So what does it take to land a big project like this? That's probably unique for Marbella. I don't think there is any.
I think there is not. I think there is
like
not.
That, so.
If there is, please make me know, because I was so happy of making something here. Something you are learning in life. So that's probably my worst mistake at the beginning. Thinking that only because you were good or you thought yourself you were good, that was enough. And it's not. It's just a beginning.
And how do you unwind after work? Like, let's say you finished a project, or you feel like, okay, today I need to not think about work. Then what do you do?
I must say I like partying.
I could have guessed that.
I must say, I mean, just trying to be, enjoying and partying all this. How are you? I'm very well. Oh, this guy has no problem. No, this guy is great, yeah. I say, well, but I'm great then. It looks like I'm great. But it really was not. Really, I work so much. I spend so many hours. Marbella is not an easy place to find a right couple. Because, it's a lot of stimulations, attractive situations all around. The temptations also, not only attacking you, also you. Even my wife told me once when she was leaving, I don't know if I should say that, but I'm this way, I will say in a way.
You can tell me anything.
She told me when she was living with me.
If you have to say like one thing, what do you think is the key to your success, or what has been the secret to your success? Hello everyone. It's nearly Christmas, and I'm so lucky that I managed to catch the best architect probably in Marbella. Well, in the coast.
Wow.
Or in Spain.
In the office.
Ismael, and to be in his offices the day before Christmas. I know you've been so busy, but thank you for taking your time to come and have a little chat.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Being even the day before Christmas or even Christmas Day.
Perfect. Well, I know you are busy, like we were talking about. There's so many celebrations going on now, and work. Your office, I'm first time in your office, and I can see people are still working. So, whoever says like the Spanish company, they don't work, well, they work even on Christmas. And that's why you're probably also successful, because you don't stop, no?
Yeah, and because the people, they enjoy the same dream that we have. It's not only about work, it's also about the passion. And yeah, it's true. Today, most of the offices are closed, or even building companies are closed, but they're here because they didn't still finish some works. So if you see, there were only so few guys. The guys who are responsible of the works. So great.
That's amazing. You have an amazing team then.
Well, you select, and you know how they can go, because you've passed by that process before.
Well, let's go back to the beginnings just a little bit. Tell people who don't know you just a little bit. Where are you from? Where were you born? And how do you end up here in Marbella?
Well, I was born quite near me. I was born in Fongirola, so I cannot say I have an story of coming from New York. No,
But
I'm
still.
just from Fongirola, which is very near, but at the same time so different and so far. I finished at Marbella because my first offices were around Fongirola, Benalmádena, Málaga, and even being so near is only half an hour by car. Even being so near is so far in mentality. Is so far in architecture and design. How did I finish in Marbella? Well, I think it was natural selection.
So you never wanted to live, I don't know, maybe New York or Madrid or London?
Yeah, I was open. In fact, beginning to work, I received a proposal to work in what was one of the best offices in that time. It was in Zurich. It was at the office of Santiago Calatrava Architect. He's a very world-renowned name, famous. And the point is that I was not going to Zurich. I had to pass before by Valencia. And then I decided, no, Valencia, no. But if I was invited to Zurich, probably my life would have changed. And then I would have not been in Marbella. But the real thing is that I finished in Marbella because most of my clients being in Benalmádena were from Marbella. So I was wondering myself, how is that I have my office in Benalmádena and most of my clients are from Marbella? So then I had to come back to Marbella.
Marbella was dragging you here.
Selection.
But where did you study?
I studied my first studies were in Sevilla, architecture, and I made also some master in Rome.
In Rome?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you were never attracted to Italy?
I love Italy, but I made some jobs in well, the islands of Mediterranean is different. That's not really Italy, it's the Mediterranean, in Sardinia. But I'm attracted to Italy, but I must say that in those times I had to do more for Spain. I mean, in those times Spain was not like it's now. I'm talking about, I think I'm working now for 29 years. And 29 years ago, Spain's architecture, Spain's way of life was not like today. So I was more concerned about, hey, let's try to help a bit with my small piece of sand to Spain, yeah.
So what was it like back then? How would you describe it? Like how has the change been?
Well, selection and quality was very different. I think the natural, the human, the natural, how do you say in English? The natural materials were very good in Spain, but still people didn't know not only how to sell themselves, that is very Italian, by the way. Sorry for Italians, friends. But also the way we have to afford to go further. So, okay, there were many architects, but I think the point is that they were doing always the same. I can see in the last year there are many young offices which are working in a different way. They are making new things. They are not scared. And I think probably that was also my way of living. I had no fear. And after that, okay, you have the whole world in front of you.
So you're not scared to take risks?
No, in fact, for me, it was not a risk. It was a way. It's a way of living. If you always do the same, it's not only boring. It's also, it doesn't fill your soul. But if you try to do the things another way, probably you are okay. You make your mistakes, but it's no problem. It's your way, and then you feel happy.
And then you have no regrets. No,
no, I have no regrets. Okay, I made more mistakes probably than most people because I always try new things. But why regret it?
But what has been like, let's say, not the biggest mistake or some event that has been like challenging, and you think, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done it like that, but it has helped you to where you are today. What has been the biggest challenge or risk you've taken?
I don't know the biggest. I remember sometimes when you are younger, you are, well, in general, architects, or at least the guys who try to be a piece of artist, we have a big ego. So sometimes the ego is helping you in many things, because thanks to ego, you don't mind staying on the night times, working hard, because your ego is pushing you to go and get that challenge. But at the same time, ego can be something very bad for you, because sometimes you feel yourself strong, above all when you are younger. And then sometime, I think when I was younger, I thought maybe I was in a competition of architecture, and I thought I had the best project, and probably I thought that was enough. And what I learned is that life is not enough to make something good or to have talent. You have to negotiate that talent. That's something you are learning in life. So that's probably my worst mistake at the beginning. Thinking that only because you were good or you thought yourself you were good, that was enough. And it's not. It's just a beginning.
And so how do you get to then where you are today? What advice would you give someone who's young and starting out? You know, how do you get to be a successful architect nowadays in this competitive market like Marbella is now?
Yeah, Marbella is a great market today, I must say. When I came to Marbella, it was also good, but there were like important names and new people, like we were entering more or less like 25 years ago. Today, I would say that the competence in Marbella, the design, interior designers, architects, landscaping, is amazing because we also work out of Marbella and out of Spain. And I can see the qualities and the finishes and the designs. I would say we have now in between the best design. I am not sure if around the world because I'm not working all around, but in many of the famous places we know about. So for these people who are beginning, I would say that they have the best wave to surf.
The best way to ride.
Yeah, because somebody can say, well, it's very difficult. Yeah, but it's better to work and to play with the best than to begin to work in a place where probably people don't enjoy and don't appreciate the design, the effort that you try to do for something which is different to another things. And that difference is only appreciated for only some few people. And that's Marbella today. So please, no fear.
Go crazy.
Go crazy, why not? I mean, probably the biggest mistakes are when you are younger. And probably I made more mistakes like architect when I was younger. But don't worry, guys, you will learn, and with the time you will get good architects. But you have to try. No fear.
But has someone taught you that? Have you had like a mentor, or have you just known yourself like, no, I have to be like that, or your parents, or has someone like pushed you in that way? Like, don't be afraid.
No.
Make mistakes. It's okay.
No, now that you say that, it's true, no.
You haven't thought about it?
No, well, no, not really. My mother used to say, well, I don't know what you're going to be, but the only thing you should be is to be a boss. Because I think she realized I was not a good employer. So some way I'm my own boss, but not really. I think it's life.
It's your character.
Yeah, why not? Life is teaching you, and you are learning. It's true, I mean, you're learning while you mistake.
But did you always have interest in art when you were younger? Or who did you want to become when you were like 5, 10,
No,
10 years old?
I don't think I was interested in being an architect.
So when did that interest come to your life?
Well, it was before choosing the career that, in Spain, the old times was like about being in the science side or the more literature line. I was better in literature and all these things. I think I tried to be in sciences just to balance my studies, and then all of a sudden I say, why not? I like it. You do yourself. You don't have diary work. You don't have to repeat what you do every day. That was attracting to me. I didn't have a clue what I was coming in. I didn't have a clue that I was going to change totally my life. And today I can say that it was not vocational for me at the beginning, but it's totally my life today.
Yeah, you live and breathe architecture.
I breathe. I breathe architecture, and I'm a better person because I work this way. Well, at least I am how I am. I'm very. I would not regret about that.
So you're happy?
I'm happy.
What is happiness to you overall? How would you define happiness?
Today, now is a happiness moment. Now I'm happy. And now I'm in a nice situation with somebody I admire.
Thank you.
Talking about things that made me happy in life. But it's true that happiness is just these few moments. But I also think I'm not agree with the people who say, no, happiness only a few moments and that's all. No, I think there is a soul that make you happy. It's a way of life. But you cannot be happy all the time. You are suffering, you are having problems, you have to resolve, you have pains. But if you have this happiness soul, you can issue them much more better. And when you get at the end of the day, you say, well, it's been a, I don't know if you can say this word, let's say, crazy day.
You can say what you want.
Bloody day. Everything's been crazy, but I finished it.
Yeah,
So
you made it.
Okay, I made it. So tomorrow I hope it'll be better.
Yeah, I think also when we're having tough times, and we all have tough times, tough days, I always think it cannot get any worse. And when it's really down, it always has to go up, no?
Yeah,
So.
And if it goes down, more down, you say, okay, I'm learning something new.
Well, that means it's going even higher after.
Yeah.
So I think, after the rain comes the rainbow.
Yeah, I think it's the attitude. And I realized that, for example, when we were talking about the employers or my collaborators, I think when we make an interview or whatever, I try to look at the attitude. It's not that much the talent. Again, it's about how you react when there's a problem, how you resolve the problem. When we make a mistake, and we make mistakes every day, buildings, with the clients, the point is not try to dissimulate and try to hide it. No, it's okay, this is the problem. Yeah. It's not about who was the guy in the team. It's about, hey guys, this is the problem. How do we resolve it? This way, okay. And what I'm expecting of the person who made the problem, or even if it was me, is that person reacts the first. In the moment you are reacting, you're already working in another attitude.
So how big is your team now? And I guess you started being solo, no? You started alone. Or you started alone, right? So you went from starting alone, your office, to how many people now?
Well, my office was great. There was a big office and only me. A table totally empty.
No team problems.
No team, no problem. No employers problems.
No one coming in with bad mood.
No, and it was funny because it was totally empty.
Yeah.
I had I have only the table, the table for the computer, and also a table to draw because we draw everything by hand before. I think the hand is more free. And the representative, so I used to meet the clients, the bars and restaurants, just to make you more comfortable, not come by because there was nobody. And then afterwards we were 2 persons, so it was I think the best Christmas dinner we had, because I used to say to the guy, where do you want to go? We go. And we go to the best restaurants.
Perfect.
Because we were 2. We could eat the best a la carte.
Yeah.
But now we are a lot. I think we are, in total, we are collaborating another 10 architects. So we are 11 architects. We have another office of architecture working basically for us. We have 4 engineers, 4 building engineers or aparejadores, administration people. So,
wow.
But no, I don't want to grow more. I think that's a balance to be a medium office, so we can still work with the care, with heart. And not be in a factory, which I would hate it.
So it's more like over 20 people probably work for you.
Yeah, I think the last Christmas dinner was not that cheap like the first one.
Yeah, but you are now doing also amazing projects like this, which you were not doing when you were alone, no? No,
you are not able. You are not able. So, yeah, you need muscle. You need structure, and also when you compete for big projects. The companies demand you that muscle.
That you have.
Yeah, you need to have that group because it's not that easy when you make a small project. In a small project, a guy comes, make a villa with you, you are dealing with him, you are having a timing for payments, and you are, let's say, feeding your company with that payments. In big projects, probably you are working 2, 3, 4 years with no payments, putting all your efforts, all your people, and sometimes it doesn't go further, and sometimes it does. So then you need to have that structure to be able to go that way.
It's a big risk that you're taking.
Yeah, but it's also a challenge to work in those big projects.
So what does it take to land a big project like this? Do they have a competition, or I don't even know who gets to design? Why did Ismael get this project?
Well, this or in general, it basically is the same. originally you were the guy who were meeting the promoters, and if you were in a party, and we've met in some parties.
So networking.
Yeah, and then you used to introduce, and then you try they know you. But after, when you pass to another stage, it's funny because they look for you, and then you are so happy when they are looking for you, and they say, well, we like this for you, we like these designs, and you think you're going to make the project, but it's not. You're only going to be designed to be one of the guys in the competition. So in the big projects, you receive one day one letter, and you are in between a group to invite it for to present your ideas to a project, and they give you a short time, and they do it on purpose because they know that if you have a good team, probably you need 2 months to make a concept idea, but they give you 2 weeks.
Wow.
Just to see how is your way to be flexible, how much you want the project, and how is your team, if you have team enough, to put in 2 weeks everybody to work on that.
How do you work under pressure, basically?
Yeah. And then you give your ideas, and well, sometimes you are chosen, other times you are not. The process is still very, very complicated afterward. I mean, the big projects are not that nice in a happiness way of life. I don't know if I can explain. I mean, it looks like, wow, you have a big project, you're great. It's very nice for your ego to have it, and if everything goes good, it's good for
your brand and
for your brand and your
name,
your payment. It's also good. But the process is very complicated. It's very stressing. It really affects you. I mean, a big project can take 10 years of your life. From the first idea till everything is totally finished, and there is no problems at all.
So by the time it finishes, you're almost like, oh, thank God it finished, instead of, oh,
that's it.
Celebrating.
It takes a lot of your energy. That's why you have to balance your life with another things.
Is it worth it?
Because, yeah, and you have to see that if you get into that way, you are losing another opportunities. At the beginning, it was different. You take a chance, you just come in. But when you can sometimes, let's say that we are that lucky now, choose, you have to see how is the process and what is going to be the final result. And sometimes, I would say, or most of the time, we don't choose the biggest project. We try to choose where we can really put our stamp, or we can offer something different to the project. Otherwise, another architect can do a better project probably than us in that.
But which project are you most proud of so far? Or which, it can be even just a house. What has been the favorite project you worked on?
I'm very sorry, but I can't say I still have not one project I'm very happy.
So it's coming, maybe.
It must be coming, because look at that. I mean, I'm already 54, so it must be coming.
Yeah, 55 maybe.
55, yeah, 55 is a nice figure.
I mean, obviously you're proud of everything that you've done, but just something that is like really where your heart is.
I mean, I'm very proud of some of the ideas we made. I'm very proud of some of the results. I'm very proud of the combination during the process, probably not of my work, but all the builders' work, or the client's apportation, because sometimes the client have the clear ideas about what he wants, and those ideas have been the skeleton of a good project. And probably I just have to add the way to form it. But still, I have not everything together. That we have a great client, a good budget, good collaborators, and me on my best version. That's why it's still coming. There are things that I'm happy with,
but you always have to sacrifice somewhere a little bit.
Let's say that every time that I get a new big project or good project for me, I'm looking more around the rest of the team. And let's see if we can get a Real Madrid and win a champion, a European champion, something like that. Because that is the way you can get a great project, the team.
And is there any project you're working on now that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I am. Yes. We are making a nice, I think it's very nice, it's a kind of new modern clinic near Banús, which is going to be very modern, all curves, very modern. This is a Qatar invest, and it's going to be, the idea is that it's be like a leisure place, and it's all very, 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 very natural. very natural and Mediterranean. I'm very happy also with this project, with Avenue. It's already finished the project, but we are beginning now the challenge of the building, because for me it was a different way of living in urbanization. It's a gated community urbanization, but I tried that the roads were nearly on the ground, but with light, because we always try to look for the light, not only in the houses, also when you drive every day to home. And in the moment that we are, I don't know, probably.
These
in the
roads.
moment, we can see these roads. The point is that they are open one side. The idea was coming from the tunnel in Monte Carlo, that you pass through a tunnel, and you can see in the F1 races, but you always have light. And you feel so good when you pass by. So that way you can make it nearly on the ground, and you can create a path on top of natural grass and natural landscaping areas. So this way, everybody can come out from their houses and not watching a car. Your children can come out. It's like a 44,000 square meters area with no cars, no noise.
That's probably unique for Marbella.
And
I don't think there is any.
I think there is not. I think there is
urbanization
not.
like that, so.
If there is, please make me know, because I was so happy of making something new.
No, it's a beautiful project. I've seen that plot of land for years.
Yeah.
Years, 13 years that I know exactly, because I know people who live around it. So now that something incredible is coming here, can't wait to see it coming to life.
It's a big effort. I mean, it's what they say before. Now this is like nearly 5 years working.
Wow.
And still we are not began the construction. So there is a lot of, background, a lot of effort. But when you do it with the sensation that you are enjoying what you do, now I can see, oh my God, it's 5 years, but I didn't
You
realize.
don't even realize,
I didn't realize
because
it was
you're
5
always
years.
in the flow.
Yeah, and sometimes you are going back, and you're going back home like, very angry. But another days is like, okay, another, no step forward. A bit by bit, dreams are coming.
So, what does a normal day look like for your life? What do you come to the office every morning? Do you get up really early? What is a normal day for Ismael?
Probably following my mother's advice. I don't have a pattern for every day. I mean,
No routine.
No routine. I don't begin every day with my office, looking at the time schedule. No, I think sometimes I go to my buildings, and other times I meet a client. But normally what I do every day is in between, mornings are more for building sites, meeting clients, and controlling a bit the office. And afternoons, and sometimes evenings, are more to work at the office. It's more relaxed, less telephone, and more time to think and design. And I think it goes also with my natural biorhythm.
So you're a night person.
I feel better in the evening and night. And sometimes I would say that it's 9, 10 p.m. I feel good in that moment. I feel like
more alive.
Ideas are coming, so...
I feel more creative at night also. But I think it's also because there is less distraction. Like you said, daytime people are probably more calling you from, let's say, office or work site. But evening, everyone is going home and doing their thing. So that's like the best time to...
It can be. I mean, I feel
creative.
that way. I see people that in the mornings, they are very, very efficient. I'm not that efficient in the first time in the morning, so I try to make more routine things. But in the evening is when I feel that I put in front of a project and I look at the paper, and as I told you, I always begin drawing. I know it's strange because we have all the computers and everything, but the first idea has to come from the hand. I think the hand is totally free. And I begin to draw, and if I feel I'm not, I leave it. So I prefer making a budget or whatever, or a memory quality installations. And when I feel I can do it, is then I come to the paper, and that flows. And the problem is that there is no limit, there is no finishing. So probably I can finish very, very late. But that time is the reason, the first step, and the foundation of probably the next 4 or 5 years. Those 2 hours.
Yeah, it's the most important. So it's like you're like an artist. Yeah.
We are technicians, but the part I enjoy the most is the
It's-
part when we are creating. Yes, I do.
And do you still keep your drawings and the sketches
Yeah,
of
I
each
do.
project?
I do.
Yeah, you have to
I
show
do.
us after.
Sometimes the client even I have when we made was Aloha Hill Club. It's a big development. I think is the first idea came in a paper napkin. You know, the
Really?
coffee bars, these white, small ones that you can even draw. But it was like an idea clearly about an axis with water, and the houses were moving around the water, like attracted by the water. And that napkin is on a picture.
Framed.
Is framed on the main hall, I think, or the entrance of the promotion.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw it one day. I like it.
But what would you say is like your signature to, like, you see a house and do you have like a signature that you put in each project or?
It's more difficult to see in my architecture because I don't have always the same aesthetic. I try to adapt to the aesthetic that the client is demanding. Many of the houses, or most of the villas we are designing are contemporary. Okay, then we're talking about modern styles, but I like, for example, when the client also, imagine he's more traditional, but he wants to have this modern way of life. He wants to have this open floor. So then I try to push that way. I prefer to push in the way of you access to one of my villas, and if you feel the space, you can feel it is probably my villa. But probably outside, it can look more like Andalusian Cortijo, modern, or a very, very, very modern concrete house. The outside is the language, and that depends of each style. Each people have their own aesthetic taste. But if you come into, there is a house, for example, made in Dominican Republic, that is outside very Caribbean, wood and palm.
Bamboo.
Yeah, and you come in and it's like double height in the hall, then some steps. Wow, another place, another double height, and then comes down. And that atmosphere where the space is moving, flowing, and there are new perspective and a lot of light, that is more my style,
Your
yeah.
style.
And the water.
Water.
Yeah.
Why is
Be
that
water,
important?
my friend.
Why do you want to have water features?
Yeah, water feature, I think water is, for me, is like relaxing. At the same time, can be like a mirror, can be enjoying, can be the sound if we make it move. And always thinking about how Arabian work with the water. If you guys or everybody should go to La Alhambra.
Yes, I was thinking about it because they have so many little water features.
I learn
So
every time
beautiful.
I come back. They work with the water. It doesn't matter how different is the aesthetic. It was another times, it was another aesthetic. But the idea was so modern, I still keep it on my project. When I'm able, I try to make water ways. So probably you come into a place and you can close your eyes, you just follow the water sound and you come to your house. Or you just follow the water house, you go to the spa area. Or it moves you, yeah.
And how do you unwind after work? Like, let's say you finished a project, or you feel like, okay, today I need to not think about work. Then what do you do?
I must say I like partying. I must say.
I could have guessed that.
I must say. I mean, I could
think-
tell you, no, I go to this place and.
I don't think there's a party you missed in Marbella. If there's a party, a good party, of course, then Ismael will be
And
there.
if there is someone which is really, which we should be there, you should call me.
Yes. Well, sometimes I'm also there, but you are probably in all the top parties. And you are a great host also. You've done some amazing parties.
I try.
yourself.
I think being generous in your parties is part of where the way I like to behave. Well, I like partying, but I don't party as much as you say no now because things in life are changing. But I like partying in the moment that I totally disconnect. But I like meditating. I know it's very different, but they're connected because thanks to meditation, normally in the morning before coming to work, meditations prepare me for the day.
So you meditate every morning?
Not every morning, but I would say like 4 or 5 days if I can and everything goes good. Yeah, if you go out one Saturday night, I don't meditate Sunday morning because I wake up late, I must say. Yeah, but if a natural day when you meditate, I feel better with every every situation I get in during the day. And when I party or I go for a dinner, because it's true, years are passing, I don't party like when I was 25. But when you go for dinner and you enjoy, you have your drink there and you have nice music, you are in another mood. That mood is so charming that it really, that moment you stop one moment with your drink and you say, I now feel good. And then all the effort was great. But not because you're in a nice place and it's very trendy. No, not only that. It's also because you're in a good mood in that moment.
Because you are, I think, connected with yourself, no?
Yeah.
But when did you start meditating? You obviously didn't meditate when you were 25.
No.
Who introduced you to meditation?
That was in my first trip to Thailand. I think I began to draw to my first trip to Thailand was around I was 40s. We were just finishing Olivia Valer's discotheque project, and
you designed that.
Not the original, the reform of Olivia Valer, and that was 14 years ago, and I was totally collapsed. So I made my trip to Thailand. I went myself. I took a motorbike. I made the whole Mekong, and I was in some monasteries, and I discovered the meditation in a proper way, the yoga, and also the architecture. That's why many of my projects you can see many features and ideas of this architecture, which is in and out, and how the energy flows. I can say that from those times, that's part of my life. Balance me.
So it was like a little, I don't want to say, but maybe like midlife crisis. You're like hit. not in a bad way, but sometimes like you have to end up like on the floor to.
Yeah, I think probably things come.
It was like too much work and a lot of pressure.
Yeah, these things come to everybody's life. But the point is that you focus on them or not. Probably, I know the guys, they go to Thailand and they go only partying and that's all. But probably for me, Thailand was like, and you have to go only with one bag for, only for 2 days. Take a hotel for only 1 day. Well, how is this? Okay, let's do it. Once you are there, you say, okay, and where do you go now? This place, okay. Took a motorbike. Okay, now, I stay here or I stay in this house. And then that takes you to the meditation. But if you go do it another way, it takes you to another direction.
Like the beach with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Like for example,
He ends up on a stranded island with a community.
That finished a bit bad.
Well, you remember what happened?
Yeah.
They had fun until it lasted.
But they made their way.
But you definitely learned something.
Yeah, because sometimes you can try to regret about did I do it properly or not. Yeah, you did the moment you try. But when people tell me, but you meditate, you've been so lucky. No, I took my decisions. I wanted to meditate, and when I was back, I came into the every day. I lost a lot of my meditation, my sensations, but I had to work hard to take them back because the natural day in Occident is different. You're here every day with the telephone, problems, buildings, no time. Sometimes you forget yourself about breathing properly. Before you answer to this guy, breath properly, deep. No, you forget and then you realize that you are having problems with your neck, and then bit by bit you are coming back.
But do you ever get angry? Do you ever?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, you scream. Do you try not to?
I try to do it less. I think I'm getting it.
Because you seem very calm. At least right now. I can't imagine you being very, very angry.
No, I am
You've had your moments.
That, for example, my voice is not helping me in that. Because when you get angry and you got that voice, it's like, wow, the guy is very, very angry. I'm just a bit angry, but...
But how do you think your team would describe you as a boss?
That would be a good question.
We can ask them after.
You can ask them, but the problem is that they should have not seen you because now they're going to answer scared.
I will ask them. But do you ever, miss those days when you were totally alone and, working just, on simple things? or you
Yeah,
love having this
stress destroys you. That's right. And stress makes you take out all your anger, makes you angry, makes you sometimes your friends have to understand. You meet your friends one day and they are all in a good mood, and you are like, it's not in the last years, but it was above all in the 30s and 40s. And you say, well, these guys don't understand that I'm really living this project in Dubai or whatever, and this is so important, your ego. And then if you are lucky and your friends understand you, they keep you and you keep them. Otherwise you can lose them. These are the bad points of the stress life. That's why I try to balance. I think we are now taking better projects. We have our stress time, but I feel that also the experience is giving you the opportunity to not get in panic when there is a big problem. Only when it's a very, very big problem. And even with that, you know that whatever is going to happen has to happen.
No.
You have to do your best and finish in a good afterwork.
What if you have to say like one thing, what do you think is the key to your success, or what has been the secret to your success?
I didn't realize, but I think probably it's the effort. Like I always trying to be, enjoying and partying on this. How are you? I'm very well. This guy has no problem. This guy is great. Yeah. I say, well, but I'm great. Then it looks like I'm great, but it really was not. Really, I work so much. I spend so many hours, and if we lose a competition, I try to see why. What was the problem? What did we do properly? And if the team there was somebody who say no, it's because the other guy wanted to do another team, then that guy was not interested to be in between us. So I think the best is the effort and to be in a team with people who have these quality challenges, this effort sensation. Because if you are, surrounded by people who attitude and efforts limits are different, then you don't grow up.
So connections, relationships, they're the most important.
Connection to people you are going to work with in the same mood that you have, and effort.
Same frequency, energy.
And go on.
Attitude. So I think also relationships are probably the most important thing in everyone's life, whether it's your work, outside your work, like you say, your friends, and of course you're married. So how do you maintain these good connections, and what do you say about like behind every strong man there's also a strong woman?
Well, for me it's been something
or strong
new.
Friendships.
Yeah, because I married your son a few years ago for the first time in my life, so I've spent most of my career and life, let's say, alone. Not alone, not married. I can see both stages, and I can see now how in my life my couple, my wife, is helping me, is supporting me, is standing me.
Being patient.
Yeah, maybe you have to be patient. I know you are, but please keep on.
Keep on being patient.
And that is helping me so much. That's giving me the balance. And in the other stage, I think was more about, I don't know if it's the best way, but that's what happened to me, meeting many different people. I have friends from all my life, but there was like a, basement, foundation. But I tried that every day or every week, meeting new people. And that was giving me new ideas, new stages.
I see you as a very people's people. Like you said, everyone sees you. I also, whenever I see you, I'm already in a good mood because you're happy, you're positive, you have very good energy to you. And I think people also are drawn to it. That's why people like you, and maybe also why they want to work with you. I think people choose also, the clients or whichever way around. I always want to work with happy, optimistic, positive people. No,
This is
an energy that you want around you.
Yeah, if you have that energy, and the point is that when everything goes good, everybody's good. But the point is, the important thing is when there is something that has to be resolved. I don't like when people say, and that was something, when you asked me before about how was Spain before, that was something very traditional in Spain before. Oh, this is a problem, it cannot be resolved.
Okay, that's
No,
it.
no, I don't like that. And I think Spain now is changing that. What do we have to do? No, we have, okay, no problem. I remember once, it was a nice villa. I had all the plans ready. I was before summer holidays, 1 or 2 days before. And it was just like, okay, this is something done. I mean, the clients already like the plans, so it's just some few details. Put the plans, I don't know why, the couple was not happy with the plans. I said, well, we already studied about this, you were happy. No, they were not. Instead of trying to convince them, I say, okay, no problem. It was like 8, 9. I had a dinner. I say, no problem. Call, I cannot go to dinner. I just put up my shirt, say, let's begin by 0. And I put my plans. And it's true, I had to take part of the homework to my holidays, but the guys were happy that way. And we had to make the job. So you have to be able to be ready to change. If you are in a good mood, you are more open to that. If you are trying to look for, any excuse, you won't do it.
Yeah, it's so solution-oriented. You are always.
Well, at least
when there's a problem, there's a solution.
I like my holidays, but if I have to do it.
Yeah. But also, you're not going to have good holidays if you know you have a problem waiting after the holidays. Might as well fix the problem, and you enjoy the holiday and the work after.
I think so.
Yeah. So what else do you do in your free time? Before you said meditating, what else? Do you work out?
I work out. Yeah. I work out. I make some gym, and I make also a bit of Pilates, which is good because we are always so bad.
No, it's so good for your posture and everyone having back pains. This is the best.
So a bit of Pilates. Play some golf sometimes, sailing sometimes, but not much. Not much time. That's the problem of this career. I like going out, but probably what I like the most is traveling. And when I can get a project, or even if I have a project out of Spain or wherever, I try to go to my project and take some holidays there.
Do you have any projects right now outside of Spain?
Yeah, we have now some projects in, for example, we have in Riyadh. Riyadh now is getting the new Dubai. They say it's going to be bigger than Dubai. Well, let's see how far they go. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's nice. We've got some projects in Morocco. We have projects still outside. Traveling is for me is what makes me breathe totally, like pure. I mean, I love being in Marbella, but one of the things I like the best of Marbella is having a good airport.
Yes, I think that's the best thing.
So then I can go out and come back totally new. Traveling balances me.
I think also the best thing about leaving home is coming back. Then you really appreciate. I think Marbella is this thing, like I love also being here, but when you're too long here, you also start feeling like, okay, I need to get out of here a little bit, even if it's like a trip to Madrid, London, and then you come back and then you feel again like, Marbella is really a really good place.
The energies of Marbella are special because there are a lot of people from many civilizations, many different countries, citizens, all, like I always say, for me Marbella is like an airport to the world.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I like the most. That's why probably I try, when I go out, I enjoy so much. To meet people, yesterday we were in a Flamingos villa of a friend, and the guy were having there people of about, imagine England, Scandinavian, Russian, Indian, Pakistan, and you say, oh my God, this is so refreshing.
It is.
This is one of the good points, but at the same time, it's people who come many times only for a short time, and they leave.
Transit.
And that makes you that you don't feel always unstable. Many people, it's difficult. Sometimes even my wife tells me that. For me, she's from Malaga, and she says, for me it's difficult to feel myself stable and secure at Marbella because of all this movement, and of course, at the same time it's a bit superficial, and And that's what I think is good to travel, refresh, and come back. Well, nothing is perfect, but Marbella is very nice.
It is. I mean, you say, yes, it is superficial in some ways, but I think it also really depends on who are you, let's say, mixing with, and where are you going, because some places, yes, I agree, but I think there's more and more of this spiritual things, and also people living here, if you have the right kind of people, right kind of friends, it's an amazing place to live.
You can find your Marbella.
Yeah, exactly.
I was telling you.
You make your Marbella.
Look at my example. I was more party before, and I had my Marbella, and I'm more meditated now. I have my people do maybe Pilates or yoga, or even more, things about energies, and you find both, and you can even share both.
I think so. I think a balance of both is good, because I do like a glass of wine, but I do like to meditate too. So
yeah,
you can meditate with wine.
I like the coffee.
Yeah.
But the next one will be with a glass of wine.
Yes, exactly. So, like you said, you were single for quite a long time. So, what made you settle down? What made you? How did you manage to tie down Ismael? What happened?
Well, I must say that I found the right person.
And how did you know she was the one? Did you meet her and it was love at first sight?
It's probably it's easier the way I did it, because that happened to me when I was older. So I really already had a big experience.
Too much experience.
I wouldn't say too much. I wouldn't say
never too much experience.
I wouldn't say too much, but I would say a lot of experience, and that helps you, because Marbella is not an easy place to find a right couple, because it's a lot of stimulations, attractive situations all around.
Temptation.
The temptations also, not only attacking you, also you, and that can be quite busy during many years. But there was a moment that your body, your soul, is asking you for new things. Not to everybody. I have friends who still have not received that call.
And I'm sure they will never will. Some people are
They never.
like that.
And I thought it could also happen to me, but I thought, okay, probably in the future. It's not my time. And it was my time. I was the right person. So then I thought, oh my God, I'm so lucky to find the right person now, when I'm feeling and I can give my best. Because being honest, I don't think everybody can give their best in the moment they marry. And I can do it better or worse, but I can do my best now. So I think it's perfect for me how I'm feeling.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
and you look happy. So this is good. So tell me, what else should we know about Ismael outside of work?
Well,
what is something that people usually don't know about you? Do you have?
People probably don't know that I like being alone. I like being. I'm very lucky. I live on the beach, and I come out with my dogs around the beach, or I come out myself on the beach. And on winter time, summer is very, it's crowded, it's packed. On winter time is great. I like, if I travel, for example, I go to the countryside, I like, making my senderismo, I don't know how you say it, your paths, hiking, and, with your music and thinking. And I like being my time, or I like just staying in front of, watching films. I love cinema. And this is a lot of time you spend your own. And when people don't believe me, because they say, no, it's not possible to be that way, say, okay, ask me about cinema. Only if I answer you properly is because I tell you the truth. So you need a lot of time
to watch movies.
Of course. So I need my balance with myself. Even my wife told me once when she was leaving, I don't know if I should say that, but I'm this way, I will say anyway.
You can tell me anything.
She told me when she was living with me, saying, you are not so fun when you're at home. So why do you say that? When you are all the day, baby, I need my balance, I need my quiet times. So yeah, I love being a bit alone and quiet.
Yeah, but I think we all need that to decalibrate, no? Like, do you know Zazu?
Of course.
Of course you know. If you don't know Zazu, then you haven't been out in Marbella.
I work with Zazu too. We were working, we made the architecture of Mansell.
Well, I interviewed Zazu, and as you know, he's such a people person like you. he's always out, he's always here. And I also tell him, how do you do it? Or, and he said also, one thing people don't know about me is when I go home, I want to be alone, or I want to be with just my family. I don't host parties at home. I don't want anyone. So, sometimes it's true, like the people you see outside, they're all like people, extroverts. They actually need the time for themselves so much at home too. So I totally understand what you mean. And I feel I'm the opposite. I'm quite a lot at home because I work alone in my computer. And then I feel also like, okay, now I need some people time. I need to go out. I need to see, where's Ismael? Where is so I need to also get my people, the energy again from the social. And then I can go back and retreat in my home alone or with my kids.
It's true. You take energy from outside, yes. But you charge also your batteries at home. Mm-hmm. But they're different energies. Mm-hmm. The point is that each one has its balance. I think I've done my life in the way I like it. Mm-hmm. I think that's the way to feel happy. Basically, you must have a life when you feel you are doing what you want. Mm-hmm. Probably you don't know what you want, but when you are doing it, you see, okay, I like this, so I'm happy with this. I'm happy with staying alone because I'm happy that I have social time. Probably if I don't have enough social time, I will not be that happy. Exactly. So get this balance, for me, is what is giving me at least to feel happy with my soul. Mm-hmm.
But do you believe in manifesting? And do you set goals, and do you practice that?
But what
manifesting, like let's say New Year is coming, 2025. I'm gonna say, okay, this year I want to do this, or in 5 years I want to do this project, or I want to live in Thailand, or do you do any sort of this kind of? It's more than daydreaming. It's a little bit more. Let's say,
your list.
Yeah, lists or goals or.
I think everybody from Occident have their own list, but if you go to the Oriental part of the world, you see people they don't have the list there, and that's something I learned. So every year I have less lists and more fact. Uh-huh. So I have my list, of course, and I try not to take a lot of care. I don't do it on the 1st of January. I do it when summer finish. Uh-huh. For me, it's the beginning of the year, more or less October, and I put few things, not many things, and I try to go in that direction.
So you don't know where you're gonna be in 5 years, 10 years. You don't think so far ahead.
No, I think. Basically, as I like traveling, I would like that in my more free time. I could have more than traveling. If I go back to Thailand next time, not only go for traveling, also to live. 2 months, 3 months? Yes, to really live the experience. No more than a traveler or a giri. These purposes are more than being on the list, are mark. I go in that way because every year I travel more. So this is, let's say, the most important part of my list, balancing the work and the time to travel.
Yeah, I love travel too. It's the best thing that money can buy you is travel. It's the only thing you buy that makes you richer, they say. And that's true.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So let's talk quickly about Marbella before we wrap up. Tell me your top 3 favorite places in Marbella. Where can we find you usually?
Night, day, restaurant?
Let's do daytime first.
Daytimes I like in Marbella.
Just name a few and then I'll list the other ones in my blog, so people have to visit my blog to see where else can we find you.
Okay, I like, for example, in the daytime, I like, I'm thinking now summer, I like the MC Beach. That's a place I like. I think it's traditional, but I like it.
And it's walking distance from your office.
Yeah, I can come down.
Amazing.
I come down. I like also what I call my own Golden Mile Beach, which is nobody knows where it is, but it's basically I live near Los Monteros, Costa Bella. So all that beach, I come out on summertime with no shoes, and I go. There are so many beach clubs around. You've got so many from La Plage, from Sassou, till La Cabane, the Albert. I got like 10, 12 amazing restaurants. We even designed some of them, like Sirocco. So that's a place I love to be. What else? Now I'm thinking about, I like Lancla. Lancla is a place I do like. And I like La Concha.
That's the best bar.
Yeah, La Concha. I like La Concha. I like hiking La Concha, and I like also the views from there.
I have to go to. I still haven't been to the top. I feel ashamed. That's my 2025 goal.
You will.
But I have 2 kids to show that I've been busy these last years. But now that the kids are growing, I'll take them.
You need some hours, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I will go. And nighttime?
Nighttime.
Like?
Nighttime. I like beginning again by classic. I like Marbella Club Grill in summertime. I love this feeling of the Marbellas of the 60s, 70s. You know, you well dressed, the ambience, the people, all those candles on the trees. I like that sensation when the ballet parks you properly there. I mean, that night, you mentioned what I mean, the champagne glass before the piano. And in the other side, I must say, I like Mancella, everything that Sassou does, I love it. I don't go now as much, but I like these places, so it's like kind of more trendy Marbella. I personally like the new things that Daniel Chamon made on Puente Romano. I enjoy Gaia, not many people criticize like Cipriani, but I like it. I do like it, and I like downtown. I like downtown. I like going one day, one jeans. You take the motorbike there, no car, motorbike. You go there, you just walk around, and you have a tapa here, wine over there. Seeing downtown is getting very, very great.
Yeah, I love it too. It's more traditional Spanish feel. I love it.
Yeah, but there are new things with a lot of fusion, good quality of wines. Marbella cannot forget their growths, their origins, their roots, because otherwise we will become into a international city of what. Something I miss and I really love about Italians is how they defend their own traditions. I don't mean be traditional. I like being modern, but in fusion. Don't forget the roots.
I agree.
Downtown are the roots.
And I love Malaga also for that. Malaga has so many of these kind of fusion tapa places that they have a pil with a twist, let's say, you know, with bringing the modern in but keeping the old, that not forgetting about the traditional foods. Yeah. Do you go to Malaga often, or?
I like it. I mean, I don't go as often as I would like it, but of course, I mean, Malaga is giving us the culture, something which is a bit miss on Marbella. It's about culture. And Malaga was the culture, let's say, arm. And I'm not that happy about what's happening in the downtown of Malaga. I think it's dangerous what is happening, because once the city opens to the sea with the port reform, it took a bit the direction of Barcelona. I don't like what Barcelona is coming on. For me, it was a great city before, one of the mythical cities, and for me, Barcelona is not an example. And Malaga has to take care about if it's going to get a very packed city. It's good to have tourists, but not that way. So that's one of the things that is getting me not to go so much Malaga. If they balance that, Malaga will be one of the best places to live in Europe.
Maybe you want to offer them a project.
I like Malaga, but
we need to get a meeting.
I won a competition of making the new port in Fuengirola. That was like 25 years ago. I was very, very, very young. And well, look how it's prolific. Still, it's not an agreement to make the port.
Well, maybe next year.
That's going to be more difficult. Politicians are sometimes very difficult.
It's a tricky subject. I don't even go there. For me, politics is.
I prefer more the private investment.
So, before we're gonna close this chapter of the daytime podcast, because we're gonna do a nighttime podcast with you, like we promised, with wine in Forum.
Yeah, in Forum. Great, I like it.
Yes.
And after work.
Yes, after work.
Yeah, with all the problems of the day.
Podcast, yes, and we talk about the real.
After podcast, after work. Could be a nice name.
Yes. What is the motto of your life? If you have to say like one sentence that describes the way you live, or the way you like living.
A sentence. Oof.
Yeah, or like your quote.
A sentence is difficult.
Or 3 sentences. Or 5.
I think this is a competition we'll never win if you give me 10.
Or you tell me in the next podcast.
I would say that do what you feel. Even if it's not giving you, it's not giving you the money, no problem. But what is better? Being happy? Having money? Do what you feel. Even if it's not what people think is the best. Be you.
Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart.
At the end, I have a phrase.
Yeah.
Be you.
That's nice.
Listen to yourself, yeah.
Be yourself. Be Ismael.
No.
Anyway, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's been so fun. It's so good.
I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll do another session in the new year.
Look at this. Santa Claus came for me today.
Santa Claus came from Estonia.
Yeah. So nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
This episode is brought to you by Sandon, a family-run furniture company with a brand new flagship store in Forum, Marbella.